At least the story was interesting. So Ghost in the Shell is a live-action adaptation of an animation of the same name that came out in 1995 about a future where 70 to 75% of all humanity has some kind of cybernetic enhancement. We get introduced to Scarlett Johansson, who's different in that she had a human brain put into a synthetic body, and this will allow her and the movie to start asking questions about humanity and technology and where the lines are blurred. Now, I had a lot of hope going into this movie. That mainly stems from the 5-minute clip that was released about a week and a half ago, and granted, the action inside the movie, for the most part, is pretty fantastic. Not only was it well choreographed, but when the action would go down, there was always a point and purpose for why it was happening. And granted, the story to go along with this movie is very interesting. A cybernetic organism that finds out she's different from the rest of the world, forcing her to find out who she is and find the blurred lines between humanity and technology, sounds really interesting and powerful on paper. And I bet the animation is great. With this, I feel like the creators may have completely missed the mark. I haven't seen the original Ghost in the Shell animation, so if there's any of you out there who have, please let me know just in case I may be misspoken here. However, there were some things I liked in the movie. Like I said, the action was pretty top-notch. There were a couple of spots here and there where the CGI really could have been tweaked, but overall, it is a visual masterpiece. And the performances across the board were all great. Scarlett Johansson was my favorite part of the movie, not just because how she looks, she's very attractive, but her way of looking at this story through the Major's eyes is something very different and something I haven't seen in a lot of movies, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And while the Major looks into these themes of technology and humanity and are we gonna destroy ourselves are really critical and important, the movie seems to have a problem with just allowing the audience to find those answers out for themselves. The best way I can describe it is, imagine that you're studying for a test with a friend and you think you have the answers down but you want to find them for yourself, and then your friend just blurts off and tells you what all the answers are. I like a little mystery when it comes to movies, and I bet you do too. So I hate it when creators decide the audience isn't smart enough to figure out the answers in certain complex stories, so they dumb everything down. The best thing I can say about Ghost in the Shell is that it is visually stunning, it's acted well across the board, and it's an interesting look at humanity. I just don't think they handled the themes and messages inside of the story very well. It's a shame. I was really excited for this one, but I still have to say, Ghost in the Shell, stay in your shorts. I do want to figure out what made the original animation so great, so I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. Because at the end of the day, it is what you say that matters. So have you already seen Ghost in the Shell? Animation or live adaptation? It doesn't matter. Leave a comment down below telling me your thoughts. And if you like what I had to say, and you want to see more, click right there and subscribe and become part of the fray of nerds who love cinema. You all have a fantastic day.